I'll start by saying that no matter who you call for a rate quote, one of their first questions is probably going to be, what is the age of the boat that you're considering? What is the model year of the boat that you're considering? The reason that they're asking that is all banks are different and they have different lending guidelines. There are some banks out there that do not want the age of the boat to be older than 10 years. So they provide financing and rates for boats that are 10 years old and newer. Then there are other banks that are 15 years and newer, 20 years and newer. And we even work with some banks that are fine with going back all the way to 40 years and newer, so like 1980 and newer. So knowing the age of the boat helps us to determine what bank sources we have available for you. So let's say in our discussion today that you're looking at a boat that is 10 years old or newer, so 2011 all the way up to a brand new 2021 model year boat. That's where you're going to find your best programs, your lowest rates, and your longest terms. So right now, currently, February 2021, we have a couple of banks offering rates as low as 3.74%, which is a fixed rate for 20 years. And that's with a standard down payment of 20%. So that's a great rate, great term. Rates are historically low right now, and getting a 3.74 rate is fantastic. But let's say the age of the boat that you're considering is 14 years old or 15 years old. We have banks that are still going to consider that same rate and term for you, but you're right there on the edge of that boat being a little too old for that program. So we are still going to try to get that 20-year term, and that 3.74 rate might be a little bit higher of a rate, like a 3.99, but we're still going to try to get that lowest program for you, even on those boats that are 15 years old to 10 years old. So once we get beyond that 15-year mark and we're talking 16 years old to 20, we still are able to offer a 20-year term to you. The rate might be a little bit higher, so we might be talking about a 4.99% rate, but you're still getting that 20-year term. And that term can make a big difference in the monthly payment. So once we get beyond 20 years old on the age of the boat, we still have sources. Again, we've got sources that will go back 40 years on a boat. So now we're talking about that older boat range. Most likely your term is going to be reduced to 15 years. Still great term for an older boat, and the rate is still really competitive. So it is dependent on credit score, the boat valuation, but it's typically coming in around 5 to 5.5% right now. So again, great rates for older boats, phenomenal rates when you're looking at a newer boat. So a lot of that rate and term is dependent on the age. So let's keep that in mind.